It's time for your Low Country real estate market update. It's the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show. Brian is one of the top 1% real estate agents in Charleston. Find him online at listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. Or call him at 843-400-8009. Now, broadcasting from the WTMA studios, here's your host, Brian Beatty.
Good morning, Charleston. Welcome to another edition of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show here on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com. You know, if this is your first time tuning into this program, I hope you guys better understand what's happening in the real estate market. I've been selling real estate for coming up on 18 years here in Charleston, South Carolina. I come from a family that's done real estate for, 50, 60 years. It's been a minute. But I've sold about $1 billion worth of real estate here in Charleston, and I help you guys kind of navigate this market. We're going to sift through all of the buzz and all of the things that I think people tend to focus on just to get subscribers and likes and just ultimately steer you toward a belief to generate some sort of lead, sell your information. Who knows what in the world these folks are trying to do. But the point of this show is to educate you, to help you better understand the real estate market, the fluctuations within it, the process, and then peel back the curtain on how real estate agents work so that you know the right questions to ask. You know what you should expect. You know how to call someone out if they're not doing what they're supposed to do and they're ultimately not getting the job done. They're not promoting your best interest. So that's what the show's all about. Should be fun. We're going to talk about quite a few things today. First of all, we're going to talk about the fact that the reality is most of you are probably going to settle on the real estate agent that you choose to hire, and that's your choice. But I'm going to walk you through the process of kind of what most people go through when they decide to buy a house, when they decide to list their house for sale, whether they use a real estate agent for that or not. We're going to talk a little bit about that process and how sometimes people can get stuck, in my opinion. We're also going to talk a little bit about negotiating. I think that, being nice is one thing. Being generous is another. In this market, buyers are starting to get their confidence back a little bit. It's still a competitive market, but, if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. I'll just put it that way. I'm going to give you some examples of that. We're going to talk about the pros and cons as well of buying a house in this type of market. It's a competitive market still for a few reasons. It's a saturated market, especially from a real estate agent's perspective. Not quite as affordable as it once was. But we're going to talk about the overall trajectory of our market and try to look at it through a clear lens. So that's the goal. That's what we're going to discuss here over the next hour. Now, if at any point in time you're looking for a quality real estate agent, you want to hire someone that has been there, done that, been around the block, but still has some fresh legs, and they have the experience to get the job done. They have the marketing plan, the incentives, the discounts, the programs to fit your needs, then I'd love the opportunity to speak with you off air about how I might be able to help. My number is 843-800-0065. That's 843-800-0065. You can go to our website, listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. And, of course, you can search the MLS just like you can anywhere else, but you can find out how much your home is worth. You can find out how many buyers we have in our database for your home. Once you put in some information, we'll do a reverse search. We've got about 28,000 people in our database that we consistently send properties to and follow up with. So we have the ability to kind of reverse engineer and determine how many buyers we have for a home should that type of property hit the market. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. But, in this market, as the industry changes, people with big databases win. We need more than just the set it and forget it approach that most agents have taken for years and years and years. I mean, at this point, decades. We need more than just a buyer agent that's going to set up a search for you and then start sending you properties. and then pass the buck and say, hey, when you see something you like, let me know. I'll get you in. You got to be quicker than that in this market. There's not a lot for sale. There hasn't been a lot for sale since COVID. It's been years. It's driven prices way up. And because of the fast-paced nature of the real estate market, most people will end up hiring the agent that is just in the right place at the right time. And that's the reality, and stats have proved it time and time and time and time and time again. As long as I've been licensed, which has been since 2006. So I want to talk about that a little bit. But again, if you want to reach out to me, you want to have a chat off air about how I might be able to help you, how we're different, how we're approaching this process so that we're providing value proactively rather than just being yet another reactive agent, then give me a buzz, 843-800-0065. Our website, listingsincharleston.com. My email address, brian@brianbeattyteam.com. And I'll just say really quickly, look, I have a tendency to be tough on real estate agents, and there are plenty of great real estate agents out there. There are plenty of real estate agents that haven't figured it out yet. They're still learning. They're on their way. Training in this industry is not great. And I could actually be a lot more harsh than that if I wanted to, because it's been the same stuff that's been recirculated for decades in terms of how you approach conversations with people, how you convert them into business, how you get them to buy, how you handle their objections. You learn scripts that cause objections, so you not only have to learn what to say, but you have to learn how to handle the objection based on what you say. It's asinine. It's why go through all that pain? There are better ways of doing things. And this is, I think, across multiple industries that have sales attached to it. We need to level up our game. We need to be of better value to people. But we're also in a world full of instant gratification. There are plenty of, we look at our YouTube videos. We've got hundreds of videos on YouTube. And if we can't get them past 30 seconds, then, we've got videos that are 10, 15 minutes. Look at what's happening on TikTok right now. Look at just this evolution of how people are engaging with content. You have a few seconds max to capture someone's attention. Otherwise, they're swiping up and they're going to the next one. Because we are so, what's the word? Because we want things our way so quickly, we are built on the convenience factor that people can offer. And there's a time and a place for that. We as agents need to make things convenient for you. We need to be proactive. We need to do more than just wait for you to reach out to us because, hey, I emailed you a property yesterday, and you get around to checking your email and you're like, oh, that one looks really, really good. But then by the time you call the real estate agent, it's already under contract or it already has offers. That's just the reality of the market right now. So we need to be better. And you as the consumer can benefit greatly by just taking a little bit more time in your decision making in terms of who you choose to hire to represent you through this process. Because I'm here to tell you there is a huge difference, between the top agents and the ones that are doing this part-time. Don't get me wrong, the effort in some instances is there. Their heart is in the right place. They love helping people. They love showing homes. It's the old HGTV dream. But at the end of the day, we need real skills. We need real opportunities that can be generated that other people just don't have access to, just haven't figured out how to do yet. Maybe they just don't have the ability to afford it financially. Maybe they don't have the time, whatever the case might be. The point is, when you go to hire somebody, you need to ask them a few questions. And you should feel comfortable enough to not have to pull punches, right? You need to ask the hard-hitting questions. How many homes have you sold? What is it that you're going to do for me proactively to help me find a house other than what I can do on my own, which is go and just wait for new listings to hit the market? What's your negotiating strategy look like? How are you going to help get me the best deal possible? What are you offering me that is going to save me time, energy, money, stress, frustration, all of those things? Do you have a long list of, folks that you've helped that I can communicate with? Or you know what a really good one is, hey, are you comfortable with giving me the contact information for the last 3 people you did a deal with? That'll prevent the agent from cherry picking who they share with you. So you've got all these different ways of making sure that you're making the right decision with the real estate agent that you choose to hire, because a lot of folks feel like they're stuck with the agent that they do hire. And I'll tell you a quick story when we come back from a quick break, but I'm going to talk about, I've got this one person that just keeps calling me because they keep having issues with their agent, and I can't do anything about it because they're in an agreement with that agent. I'm not going to cross over this line. I'm going to operate my business with integrity. We've got a fantastic reputation in this business, in this market, for not being the scumbag that's going to convince this person to fire their agent and hire them. It happens all the time in this industry. It's a huge no-no, very punishable offense, license losing offense. Happens all the time. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Different people have different levels of ethics and morality and integrity. We're not going to cross that line. But I'm going to tell you how these folks kind of get stuck into these situations and what you as clients can do, as you as the consumer can do, to not just expect more, but get more. And if you're not getting what you said you were, or what you were being told you were going to get, what your options are. Now, I'm not here to convince you to fire your agents. I am not here to give you the ins and outs of firing your agent. I'm going to give you some things to think about, though, and I'm going to give you some things that I would want in my agreement when I went to hire my real estate agent for the purpose of buying, selling, investing in real estate, managing my real estate. We do all of those things. So if you'd like to reach out to me off air, you've got something you'd like to discuss, you're thinking of buying, selling, investing in real estate, maybe you own properties you'd like for us to manage for you, maybe you're thinking about getting into the business. We'd love to earn your business. 843-800-0065. That's 843-800-0065. Or check us out online at listingsincharleston.com. Stick around for more of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show. We'll be right back.
More stimulating talk on Real Estate Matters with Brian Beatty. Next on 1250 WTMA.